Hello survivors, and welcome to another Soulstone Survivor video. In today's video we have a Pyromancer build for you. Want to call it breaking the meta, but it isn't really because we still use 3 of the meta skills. We are going to be using Earthquake and we are going to be using Heartrending Strike. So we do have Skill Mastery Earth as well as Skill Mastery Swing. As you can see, we've got Heartrending Strike there. We've got Blades of Light, Fiery Blades, as well as Firestorm, and then we're running the typical Improved Preparatory, Synergetic, and then I've got Battle Proficiency and Extended Magazine. So we're going to get straight into it. We're going to see how far we can go in 20 minutes. I did reach Overlord 9 with a similar build. The 6th, 7th and 6th skill is actually going to be this Gathering Storm, so we do have to use the Pyromancer's 4th weapon, Dark Swarm, not Gathering Storm. Dark Swarm provides us with Disoriented, and then we are going to be taking the Lightning Rush, which is going to give us Dazed all the time, so that's going to work as well. So that's the 6th and 7th skills, and then these are the 5 skills that we're looking for in the build. And then we're going to focus on our obviously Fiery Blades and Earthquake, because those are going to be our damage dealers. This is a variation of a build that someone has told us from DMing, which is perfectly fine. If this doesn't work out to be better, then we will go back to the original build and show you guys that one instead, because it's going to be a lot stronger. So we'll see what we get to at the end. Stick around for the entire video, because at the end of it, if this doesn't beat that build, we'll look at what the original build was. It was a doom stacking build with Reap and Shadow Grasp, but I thought, since we use burning damage anyway, it's going to be a little bit better to go with that. Although Dark Swarm is doom as well, we'll probably land up with the doom to burn regardless. Alright, now we're going to take the typical upgrades that we usually take. Burn deals more damage. We got burn to slow, which is actually really good, because then we can go slow to disarray, and then so on and so forth. There we go. Another burn to slow is fine. A nice damage increase for physical is also really good. We should have taken a touch of ice there as well, but we don't have any more locks than the ones that we get originally, so we do have to be careful of that as well. Try and get our Ascension up. There we go, we did. Now, the one thing about the Pyromancer is the Ascension did get updated. However, I know in a couple of videos ago, I mentioned that we said that it's supposed to provide us with Shattered, and for some reason it doesn't. There seems to be either a bug or a tooltip error. The skill or the Ascension does give Shattered on enemies, but for some reason it's not mentioning it in the tooltip. It's only saying it applies burn. It does apply Shattered as well, so it is very, very strong, very, very good to use. I might land up taking, oh man, we're just not getting anything. There we go, we got Lightning Surge, thank goodness. Get that. Do we want Doom more than what we're getting already? For now, we'll stay off of it. And oh, this is not good. We'll take Meteor Shower. It's going to work the same way that the Fiery Blades works, so that's okay. We can go Fire to Swing as well. That's just going to give us Blades of Light more than anything else, which is fine. And now we're in a bit of a boo-boo over there, so we'll just grab something in the meantime. And that should suffice for now until we get more rerolls. Okay, area of effect, so our Earthquake deals more damage. We effectively looking for swing to Earth so that we get more of the Earthquakes. And then we can also look at getting Leviathans, especially if we have a lot of cooldown and multicast on our Firestorm, because that's going to give us haste. Alright, our Ascension is up again. Thank you to the Shattered and the Burning. We're going to be doing a lot of damage. 2 more rerolls down and we don't find what we're looking for. That's a bit of a pain. Start grabbing armor. Don't need to grab this because we're not looking for those skills. Movement speed's good. Swing to Fire is also going to be... do we even need it? Again, it's going to be something like our Blades of Light and Heartrending Strike to Fire. Yeah, that's okay. Relentless, still waiting for Heartrending Strike. I actually completely forgot about that. So we need Heartrending Strike, and then we need our Fiery Blades as well, but it looks like everything else is pretty much there. There's no real rush to get them. I'm going to save up a couple of levels because we get a reroll every 5 levels, so we'll wait for about 10 or 15 before we level up again. And while I'm saying that, my finger's like on the Q button about to push it, so yeah, funny. Again, just trying to see how far we can get with this. A variation of a build. Again, I was going to say breaking the meta, like I mentioned in the beginning, but the fact that we use Earthquake and Heartrending Strike, and those are both the biggest meta skills in the game right now, it kind of doesn't feel like we are breaking anything to do with any metas. So there is that. Come on, game. Just give me something. Man, it's just not going down the way that we want it to. Armor's fine. Swing to Shadow. That will give us more disoriented, so we'll grab that. Get ourselves some more life. Grab the crit chance from Swing. That's really, really good. It's going to increase damage of Earthquake and Dark Storm. Damage for that. And then another Magnetic. Now, the only time we played Pyromancer was during the Unholy Cathedral, but because of the way that Overlord works, and because there are going to be so many elites and bigger enemies that we fight compared to, you know, a single run, there is something that happens with our Ascension. Now, the Ascension did get a bit of a tweak to it where you receive more concentration and you lose less concentration when you are hit. So it did get tweaked slightly, but that slight tweak has made an insane difference to the skill or to the Ascension. Now this is going to be massive. I'm going to show you guys because it's insane, and it's one of the reasons why Pyromancer actually works really, really well now. Obviously all the other Ascensions lack the Shattered, and you'd have to use Armor Shatter for that, which is another skill, which then we can rather put Dazed in or something, or whatever the case is. So we've got everything there. We've got Brittle, we've got Fragility, Disoriented, Dazed, we've got a damage stacking skill. The only thing we don't have is like, we've got armor stacking, and we'll have block stacking as well because of the prowess to resilience and the finesse to bulwark. So we've got that covered. So defenses are there. We've got healing from purity, and then we've got the brittle from earthquake as well. So the build pretty much has everything in it. The only thing is that when we get into Overlord cycle, for some reason now, since the update to his Ascension, to her Ascension, sorry, we do not lose our Ascension. We'll have it from the very first time it procs, and it will not, you know, be removed from us as long as we keep killing things. So as long as we are chilling and we are killing things, we are always going to have our Ascension up and running, and it's just actually insane. So that's pretty cool that that's something that happens. It's not, I don't know if it's meant to happen, but right now it is happening, and that's pretty cool. So we'll grab the potency here. It does give us increased movement speed, and that's about it. But you know, movement speed's good for us. I think I did banish Leviathan though, so we don't want too much movement speed, but because there isn't any you know, form to haste, we don't really have to worry about getting insane amounts of movement speed or anything like that. So we're okay there. Still waiting for Fiery Blades. Thank you, we finally got it. Increased area of effect for fire is really good as well. And now we've got this. As you can see there, Fiery Blades did get the Cunning trait as well, which is going to be fantastic. So we can stack all the burn that we want onto bosses, and then the Fire Blades will focus bosses as well as elites, and then it does have some AoE to it, so that's going to be very good there. So this is the final lineup of skills that I have chosen for this. Again, like I mentioned, there is a little bit of a, oh, if we took different skills we might have got further, but we're going to see 20 minutes in and see how, well, 20 minutes on the timer, not really gameplay time. It'll probably be about 25 to 27 minutes. That doesn't really matter too much though. But we're trying to see just how much damage we can output with this, with the burn stacking, of course. And then also just take a note now, we haven't taken any upgrades to our Ascension, but like I mentioned, for some reason, as soon as you hit that Overlord portal and you're killing all of these elites, we're going to see, you can see there already now, it's working similar to the Barbarians upgrade or Ascension, where you can keep it forever as long as you are killing things. And then obviously you'd like to probably aim it a bit better, but because I'm concentrating on speaking about it more than the gameplay itself, we aren't focused on killing bosses or using the skills efficiently. But anyway, that's a whole other story. Okay, cast frequency. Crit, I don't know if we'll need crit because eventually we'll get swing to whatever. Actually, we do need crit because this doesn't have any. Okay, burn to slow is fine. Cast frequency, multicast, we need the slow. Burn, multicasting is good. There's the crit again, like we mentioned. So we're on 64% crit for that. Some potency there. And I think we're going to land up getting rid of the potency and that. I think at 113% movement speed, that's more than enough to just walk past absolutely everything all the time. So we don't have to worry about that too much. Alright, and then just focus our Draconic Flame at the bosses. That's going to provide us with the Shattered, as well as increased burning. And then as you can see, pretty much dead. And as you can see, we still have our Ascension up. You can see it's fighting to go up and down. And then the further we go into the Overlord cycles, the more that it just stays there. You completely forget about it, which is actually really, really cool. I don't know if this was intended. I don't know how long this will be in the game. So, you know, abuse this as much as you want right now with the Shattered that's there as well. So, you know, do what you want with it. It's out there, you know, I've given you the information. Now you guys just need to use it as you please. Okay, we can banish that. Grab some of this. Don't know. I will go for damage, not that we really need it. Health damage over there, and some burn damage. We're not really getting the greatest of luck with passives. I'm actually going to start re-rolling them if I don't get decent ones. And then you can see how much burn we're actually applying to the bosses and the enemies. So that's really, really good. Taking a bit longer than I would like to, but that's okay. We do get the Doom to burn as well, which we were happy to get. A magic upgrade over there, and then a damage upgrade over here for all the swings. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 swings. So 16 and the 4 is 50, 64 damage increase. So that's going to be massive for these skills. This one, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't affect it because it's not efficiency, but at least our Earthquake and Darkstorm get some really good upgrades over there to the damage because of the swords, because of Sharp Blade. Alright, multicast for fire. Swing to electric we don't actually need, so I'm going to banish that. The multicast fire is very good. We're going to grab both of these because that's also really good, the cast frequency there. And that's really, really good. So cast frequency on this is going to give us more purity. The more purity we have, the more we're able to heal more consistently. Again, not something that we're too worried about until much later. As long as we can grab ourselves a lot of life, and as long as we can grab ourselves a lot of block chance, we should be in a much better spot. But once we get to about Overlord 8, 9, or 7, 8, and 9, it does, or we can die. We do have to worry about life and other things. If the damage isn't too high, then again, like we said, we will end up going back, or showing you at least, because I have done it, where we finished Overlord 9 in 22 minutes. So we'll go back to that, not video, but I'll show you on the match history what the build is and talk about it. Alright, damage over there, all attacks burn. Get the damage over here, that's beautiful. Swing to Earth is one of the best upgrades you can get because that's going to allow our Earthquake to go a whole lot more. Earthquake is the main damaging skill here, so the fact that we get that is going to be huge. And then just stack as much burning damage as possible. It's a pity this Fiery Blades have the swing tag on them, because that makes it so that all that swing doesn't affect them. That's swing to X. Okay, grab the burning damage, cast frequency, pop our Ascension, and then again, just like before, we're not going to lose it, which is fantastic. Now I would have preferred a poison stacking over burn or doom. The problem is poison doesn't have There's nothing slash wise that's a poison stacking, and we would have to lose something like the reroll mastery, which does come in very, very handy. So we do want to keep it. It's like a whole lot of nonsense coming out from there. But over here we get 40% multicast chance from this, which is actually massive. Get the resilience, get the damage to swing skills, which is great. Do we need cast frequency on our fiery blades? A little bit, it will go a long way, so we'll grab that anyway. I mean, we lost nearly a second and a half on the cooldown of the skill, so that's actually really good. It does help in the very beginning when you're trying to spawn all 6 of them and you're only spawning 2 at a time. So multicast and cooldown reduction is going to make you stronger a little bit faster. Just grab another one. I don't need another burn to slow. Empowering, so they all get crit chance. That's actually really good. We don't need movement speed. We don't need that. We don't need that. There's another crit chance. That's beautiful. So the fact that we do have 2 fire skills is giving us buffs to all of our other skills, which is what we're looking for as well. So some of the swing skills can get a little bit stronger, like Blades of Light, and then some of our other skills as well that maybe wouldn't have been so good can get that a little bit better. It's just, again, pity that we got swing and fire tags on fiery blades, so it doesn't get all of that juicy upgrades like all the other skills are getting as well. So that's why Earthquake also kind of benefits a lot from this, because every time there is a fire to whatever or swing to whatever, Earthquake is that whatever, and it's going to work really, really well there. Okay, cast frequency, more burn, even more burn. Again, I don't think we need the lethality. I don't think, maybe Merciless we can keep for now, but we're still looking to grab ourselves the Disarray, which I don't see anywhere anytime soon. We do have slow, so we should see slow to Disarray, but it's just not popping up yet. And we do, so we got the 2 sources, we got burn to slow and we got touch of ice. So we should see, you know, slow to Disarray, and then we can get the Disarray on hit and start doing that, but can't see anything happening quite yet. Alright, over here we're going to increase the damage that we do with burning, just because we can, and then hopefully we can find maybe 3 incinerates. That would be really cool. That means that we would do 120% of our fire damage immediately on every single hit, so that would be really, really cool. I mean, it's not necessary, it's just really nice to have. Okay, increase the area of effect again. That should be really good for us. Easy to apply those those fire stacks, not those doom stacks. Doom stacks. Apply your doom stack. Come on, you know you want to. Okay, swing to shadow. Yeah, we can do swing to shadow again. More Dark Sword means more disorientated. I was going to say disarray. Grab our Ascension. Alright, now this isn't ever going to be as strong as the Barbarian, and the reason for that is because the Ascension itself doesn't give us any stats. If the Pyromancer's Ascension gave us increased damage or cast frequency or multicast or any positive stat besides for a damaging ability, which I mean is still very good because of the Shattered, I'm not hating on it, but in terms of how far you can push the build, it lacks that bonus multiplicative damage that the Paladin gets, that the Barbarian gets. It lacks, like the Myrmidon's skill deals a whack ton of damage and it gives us stats, you know, so you know, it lacks all of that the other characters that can really push far have, and that puts it a little bit behind them. It's not the end of the world, but it does sometimes make quite a big difference if you're trying to push really far, which I mean a lot of us are probably going to try and do. So you know, there is that. Cast frequencies over here, get that going. Cast frequency again, we don't need the disarray to bleed. Get ourselves some life, multicast there. That is a beautiful block to go and grab. Cast frequency, damage, and then some armor over there with the damage to swing. So some really good upgrades over there. Hopefully I went slow enough. Didn't really mention all of them, but most of the time it's just upgrades that are going to benefit all of the skills. So the things like our, you know, these sharp blades and the fire, empowered fire, or whatever it was called. And then because of the block being as high as it is, we don't have to worry too much about taking that much damage all over the place. So you do want to be on at least 50+% block, and that's going to help you. We can finally get rid of that. Oops, that was there was something good there that we just kind of went over, unfortunately, but that is what it is. We're going to run out of locks eventually. And I do have to use my rerolls a lot more efficiently because we are going to run into problems later on if we don't have the damage to back it up and so on and so forth. But you can see the damage is there. You can see just how many earthquakes there are. But getting even more crit chance, that's beautiful. Cast frequency, we'll go for one more. 5.9 seconds seems to be good. And it just keeps going down with the more cast frequency. I'm more than happy to take general cast frequency because we want absolutely everything to be as low as possible. Obviously getting it as low as possible means more and more damage. And also another thing that we would eventually do is actually landing up and removing visuals completely, just so we can see what's happening on the screen. It doesn't really make much difference. I mean, you are happy to play it however you want. You can go to 0.4. But again, in the improvements for visuals, as you can see, we've got the blue circles over there. If we go all the way down to 0 or even 0.2, the circles have become very, you know, it becomes very apparent that the game is removing them. So that's really cool. If you want to get rid of the blue circles, you can. Otherwise, we are where we are. Okay, disarray is fine over there. We're going to re-roll over here because I don't see anything. Empowering is good. Sharp blades is very good. We don't need cast frequency for the blades. We'll go for the heart-rending strike. Swing to holy is actually very good for us. I think life is actually also pretty good here. Damage on there is good. Crits cannot burn. I don't actually know if we had that, but I think we did. We'll grab ourselves the block power over here. Green block power. Green or higher rarity is going to be a plus. Oops, we could have re-rolled there instead. I just saw block power, so I grabbed it. Cast frequency, very good. We want to get to below 1 second. The more disoriented, the better. Okay, crit chance. I mean, there we are, 200% crit chance on that skill. We don't need the duration over there. Green or better upgrades. Getting quality standard could be very good. I do like the ammunition or extended magazines for the ammunition. And then we do have the prowess, which is giving us the prowess to resilience because of our blades of light, which is again giving us that needed armor. Otherwise we would be taking a lot of hits a lot harder that we don't need to. But the biggest hurdle for these builds is going to be Overlord 6 and 7. If you can manage to get past there, then you are looking to get to at least 10. But it just depends on your patience and how far you want to push it. I just want to go as quick as possible. If I'm unable to kill them in a certain time limit, then I'm like, okay, let's rather just stop, reevaluate, try and make it better in another way and keep going that way. So that's why I say to you, we've got 20 minutes. We'll see how far we can go in that 20 minutes and go from there. Okay, this is actually really good. So we actually need all of these, which is quite weird. We haven't really seen a lot of area of effect for our brittle, for our earthquake. So that is not hurting us, but it's definitely very small, and that's a problem. So we do need a lot more area of effect coming from our brittle or earthquake. So we'll have to take a look at that every time we see it now. But now you're going to see we're not going to find it. Also, the damage that it's getting, the 500%, isn't not nearly high enough. I think when I reached the Overlord 9 with the other cycle, we were sitting at about what would it be? It would have been about 1,000 damage, 1,000%. There's an area of effect. That's a big one. So we get another 40%. You can already see how big of a difference that 40% area of effect makes. Also, the more we multicast, the more colossal we get, which is going to increase the area of effect of itself even higher. So, you know, the more you get the swing to earth or the fire to earth, whatever the case may be, you're going to get more of that bigger earthquake and therefore more damage done. We have been sleeping on life though, which is bad. We do need more life. But you can see we are melting the bosses now quite well on the cycle 5. But not nearly as quick as we need to be, unfortunately. We might go over 20 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to get to at least Overlord 9 and see how far we can push this. Okay, damage, swing to fire is fine. Oh man, we're just not getting, like, look at this mess of upgrades that we're getting over here. Okay, area of effect. Swing to shadow. Cast frequency, yeah, this is a mess of upgrades we're getting over here. We are not getting lucky at all, which is really, really bad for us. But RNG does do this for you. All those people that show you that they've on a really high Overlord cycle, that probably isn't their very first run or second run. And so you do have to keep going, you do have to keep trying, you do have to hope to the RNG gods that you are going to get some of the upgrades that you really, really need. In this case, getting a lot more of the, you know, like physical damage upgrades would be good, or magical, legendary cards, or whatever the case may be. Those are definitely going to make a difference, but I don't know how well this is going to go. This is Overlord 6, so this is our first hurdle of the run. The bosses do become substantially tougher, but as you can see, we are still able to completely wreck them, which is fantastic. Okay, more cast frequency, more life. See, these are, the fact that we've got all of these makes problems for us. We can go for the life, the area of effect over here. We'll actually lock that. I think that can come in handy. And then as you can see, because of the new changes, we are able to target our Draconic Flame onto the bosses just by holding down the manual aim button. So if you have auto aim on, you can just hold down the right click button, or you can push your middle mouse button and that also works. But there we go. Beautiful amounts of damage. Okay, swing to shadow, not really what we're looking for, but it's fine. Area of effect on earthquake is beautiful. We don't need the damage there. Crit chance also very good. We do have the dazed as well, which is going to make it so that they receive more critical strikes. And then we do have disoriented, which makes it so they receive more critical damage from the critical strikes. Maybe focusing on some merciless upgrades would be good as well, but it is what it is. Okay, damage, good. Cast frequency, maybe grab a magnetic as well. Why not? Maybe I've been moving around too much. I know we did take a minute slower in the original cycle. That was because it took us quite a bit of time to find the upgrades we were looking for, so that could be why we didn't get fiery blades fast enough. We did land up with the meteor shower, so it could be why, but over here you can see we're going to make it to Overlord 8 by 20 minutes, but we'll definitely do it. I mean, like I said, 22 minutes is what we hit the end of Overlord 9 on the other builds. So if we can beat that, that's going to be really, really fantastic. We'll see what can happen, where we go from there. Again, like I mentioned, if you don't like to see your screen like this, just turn down the visibility. Also, your build shouldn't really struggle. I mean, my PC isn't even making any noise whatsoever. So in terms of like how well this build should run on PCs, it should run really, really well. But, you know, that's all subject to your computer as well. Just trying to think how we could make this better. I've been thinking of maybe removing some things and adding double slash, but that adds another meta skill into the mix. Debilitated, just it's a defensive or like a defensive skill, so they deal less damage to you. Not really necessary unless you're planning on AFKing anyway. We could add Earth Shield to it instead of Blades of Light, but then we lose the prowess. You know, it's a whole lot of thinking that goes into it. And the fact that we've got a dot scaling Overlord running build is quite cool. So seeing different skills to what people would usually show is quite fresh, and I like that. Alright, go for the burn. We just need damage. Cast frequencies are good. We're in a 0.4 second cast frequency there. Swing to shadow again, going to be really good. That could be one of the only things that cause you to lag out, would be swing to shadow and swing to earth, just because you'll have so many earthquakes all over the place. But I don't think earthquakes really that much of a problem. I think dark storm could be because of having projectiles on the screen. So do just be wary that if you get a lot of like swing to shadow, you could be shooting yourself in the foot with regards to, you know, having less damage or whatever the case may be. I mean, not less damage, by having more projectiles on the screen, so therefore causing lag. But those bosses just melted there. I don't even know what was killing them. Probably Fiery Blade more than anything else. Here we go. It's going to take us 22 minutes to finish Overlord 8. So this is definitely slower than the other version. Again, I cannot really say why. It's more likely just going to be RNG and what upgrades you get. Maybe the first time I tried it, we got some really good upgrades and it took us 22 minutes. But I think the fact that this is a Fiery Blade burn stacking, you know, build to hit the amount or to even get to Overlord 9 is really, really fantastic. So it is what it is. And the fact that we're still just melting bosses is fantastic. I think it's fair enough to call this an off-meta build. Alright, but we are going to turn the visuals off over here just because things are getting quite crazy. It does become quite difficult to see what is going on. Even with the visuals off, I think our FPS has dropped a bit. And it does start to make things go a bit weird. Maybe it's the movement speed actually, more than the FPS. I think it's more the movement speed. I should have kept the thing on Leviathan. Grab block, more burn, more life. Because you can see now when we get hit, we do take quite a decent chunk of damage. So the more life, the better. And we don't heal that much from purity. We didn't stack a lot of it. Also, when you're in the Overlord cycles, there aren't a lot of enemies around you. Purity needs to, the more enemies you hit, the more you're going to heal. And because we kill things relatively quickly, there's not a lot of them around us to really kill. Like that's saying we're healing 0. I don't know why. But we're healing 0 apparently. Okay, more cast frequency. The lower, we're nearly on a 0.2 second cooldown on our heart-rending struck, which is really good because that means that our, although it's not giving us a lot of block, the bulwark is just not working. So 22 minutes, 20 seconds. That's the exact time I had for the other build to get to Overlord 9. We are going to get to the end of Overlord Cycle 9 just so we can show that it does actually do it. and it's going to be really fun. So let's see what visually this looks like. What a mess. And this is why we turn off the visuals. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section. Ooh, okay. Definitely more damage coming out now, but we definitely have more damage in this build than we did from the original Doom stacking one that we were using. Still going to go over it because we never beat the time, but this feels a lot stronger, but I don't have enough defenses, so we are taking a lot more damage than I would like. So we do have to be careful. We do have to use our dodges a bit more. Otherwise, we will take a nasty hit, and we don't want that. As you can see with our HP as it is. And for some reason, we're not healing. Bloody Death Knot. Lost a life there. I do like the amount of damage we're dealing though. It is beautiful to see that. Okay, multicast, damage, cast frequency, sounds good. The thing is, all of these builds are going to plateau eventually, so you do have to look at how long you can survive. So their damage does plateau in a way that the bosses just get way too many defenses and way too much life. So you're looking at surviving longer than the bosses, kill you. So you want to survive longer so that they don't instantly kill you, and that way you're able to complete the rounds. But as you can see, without the healing that you would get from Earth Shield, it does become quite difficult. There isn't, there's really not enough spaces. I want like 12 skills in a run. Obviously that's not going to work because that just like completely destroy your computer. But just imagine we could have as many skills as we wanted, how far we would be able to push into this game. That would be a really cool like custom mode, but again, like I mentioned, it'll probably completely crash your PC just because of the sheer amount of skills that people would land up taking. I know that myself or other people would just go complete a projectile build, and that's just not good. But there we go, 24 minutes 56 seconds. It's not as fast as I would have liked. I'll show you the other build just right now at the end quickly before we finish off here. But Firestorm actually dealing a whack ton of damage, a lot more than I thought it would do, and Fiery Blade's not doing as much as I would have hoped it to have done, but Earthquake coming out over there. So just to show you, you don't actually need any other skills but Earthquake, and you could probably run if you wanted, go singular focus and then just run like 2 heart-rending strikes with 4 earthquakes. That could probably be a better build, or whatever the case is. Anyway, I digress. Let me just show you what the other build looks like. This is thanks to Thomas Fallen. Thank you so much for the build idea. I know I'm doing this at the end where I should be doing it in the front, but here it is over here. This one over here. So as you can see, we got to Overlord Cycle 9 at 22 minutes and 22 seconds. We run the same skills, except now instead of the Fiery Storm and the Fiery Blade, we actually ran ourselves Shadow Grasp, Festering Strike, Obliterate and Reap. I found that Reap really didn't do anything much for us over here. So I looked at, first removing Reap and then going for something else. But that didn't work as well, so we removed Reap and we took Lightning Surge, and that got us over to 23 minutes and 19 seconds. We did change the runes a bit as well, where here we got War Tank and Extended Magazine. This time I took Battle Proficiency instead because we removed Festering Strike as well. I just thought maybe it wouldn't work better, but it looks like Weakness and Poison did a really good job. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.